There are two types of brains. Type A processes emotion, like a standard security camera, grainy, low resolution, capturing only the basics, enough to function, but not enough to feel. But if you're someone who cries easily, you don't have a type A brain. You have a type B brain. Neuroscientists have discovered that your brain processes reality in raw and compressed 8K emotional resolution. You're not too soft. You're not too dramatic. You're literally seeing a layer of emotional reality that 80% of the population is blind to, but nobody tells you that. People look at you and assume the same old things: too emotional, too sensitive, too much. Maybe you've been told to stop crying so much, to toughen up, to control yourself. And maybe for years you believed them. You apologized for your tears, you hid your emotions. You tried to shut yourself down and felt like a failure when you couldn't. But here's the truth nobody ever taught you. You're not weak. You're wired differently. And that wiring isn't a flaw, it's an upgrade. Let me show you. Most people move through life like they're recording reality on a basic security camera. Functional, but missing 70% of the emotional detail. But your brain is an IMAX cinema camera. Cinematic, ultra high resolution, zero compression. You don't just see the moment, you capture every micro expression. Every shift in tone, every flicker of discomfort, every emotional frequency vibrating beneath the surface. You're not overreacting, you're reacting to more, because you're processing more data than anyone else in the room. Here's what's actually happening inside your skull. Brain imaging studies show that your amygdala, the emotional processor, fires faster and hotter than the average person's. Your fear circuits go deeper. Your sadness hits harder, your joy spikes brighter, and your empathy system, it doesn't just recognize emotion, it mirrors it. When someone near you feels pain, your nervous system behaves as if you are the one hurting. You don't imagine their emotions, your brain adopts them. That's not a malfunction. That's high-performance hardware. This is why crowded places overwhelm you. Why you can feel the tension in a room before anyone speaks. Why you know someone is upset, even when they insist they're fine. Your brain is calibrated to detect signals that most people's brains don't even register. And it goes deeper. Your brain doesn't just feel emotions, it stores them with extreme clarity. Most people store emotional memories like blurry screenshots. You store them like crystal clear photographs, indexed, cross-referenced, time-stamped. So when something upsets you today, you're not just feeling this moment. Your brain instantly pulls forward every similar experience, every echo of past emotion, every unresolved file. You're not too emotional. You're running a supercomputer. And here's the part that blows people's minds. If crying easily were a weakness, evolution would have wiped you out, but it didn't. It kept you, because thousands of years ago, your sensitivity protected the tribe. You were the early warning system, the first to sense danger, the first to detect tension between people, the first to pick up small shifts in safety, emotion, or environment. Your tears weren't weakness, they were signals. You weren't fragile, you were a sentinel, a biological radar, a human smoke detector. You still are. Even today, you're the friend who notices the quiet sadness in someone's voice, the partner who senses a relationship shift before anyone else, the one who detects problems early, not because you're anxious, but because your radar works. And all that detection comes with a cost. High-resolution systems overheat. Your emotional processor doesn't just feel more, it stores more. And when the internal pressure rises, your tears act like a release valve. Not a collapse, not drama, just your system preventing overload. And scientists can prove it. Your tears literally contain stress hormones like cortisol. When you cry, your body is physically removing stress chemicals from your system. You're not breaking down, you're self-regulating, you're healing in real time. Now pause. On a scale of 1 to 10, how overwhelming does the world feel to you right now? Drop your number in the comments. Because people like you rarely see how many others feel the same. Here's what you must understand. You're not a weed that grows anywhere. You're not a dandelion. You're a precision instrument, high-performance emotional hardware, designed for depth, nuance, empathy, and awareness. In the wrong environment, loud, chaotic, dismissive, your system overloads. Of course it does. You're not built for emotional static, but in the right environment, where you're supported, understood, and not forced to harden yourself, you don't just survive, you excel, you intuit, you create, you connect more deeply than anyone else. You don't need thicker skin, you need the right conditions. You need people who understand that your depth isn't a problem, it's a superpower. So stop trying to downgrade your emotional hardware to low resolution. Stop trying to become numb just because others can't keep up. You're not dramatic, you're not unstable, you're not weak, you're not too much. You are high definition in a world running on standard definition. You see what others miss, you feel what others ignore, and the world doesn't need you to stop crying. It needs more people who can still feel, because emotional sensitivity is becoming rare in a numb society. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you cried and someone made you feel ashamed for it? When did someone tell you to stop being so sensitive? Share your truth in the comments. Someone scrolling right now desperately needs to know they're not alone. And if this hit you deeply, send it to the friend who apologizes for crying. They deserve to see their power, too.